Welcome to another Talking with Anomaly, and today we are going to do a little discussion on something that was announced at BlizzCon, something near and dear to my heart. Burning Crusade Classic. Yes, Blizzard announced at BlizzCon that they are basically progressing their classic servers into the Burning Crusade, and holy heck, I'm excited. Burning Crusade was for me the first time in WoW that I really got excited about sort of logging into the game every day, realized that this was something that I enjoyed more than anything else. And yeah, it's where I think cemented, my love for the game, right? I had played pretty much all of Classic, started, right around the November timeframe when the game launched. And played, pretty much the entire time. But Burning Crusade was where I really I think took the next step really hooked me. Really was sort of the game that I'm still playing today. So Blizzard announced it, and I am super super excited. They actually announced a ton of details about the game, and I wanted to sort of touch on some of the things that excited me coming out of the announcement. So, of course, Wowhead, great site, huge write up there, so you can definitely take your time, review it, go to YouTube, watch the presentation, tons of good information out there. But a couple of things that I'm excited about. First one is they're going with patch 2.4.3 as the patch that they're launching with. It was the final tuning patch of the expansion, or sorry, of Burning Crusade back when it launched and was current, and it's awesome. It includes, a bunch of different things in terms of tuning of classes and things like that, but it also includes the revamped experience curves, which is just a godsend. I mean, leveling even at the early parts of Burning Crusade was still god awful, and yeah, that means whew, good. It's going to be good. That's the first perfect piece of news, and I'm really excited about that. They also announced a couple other things. Of course, their content phases. Their content phases are actually super super cool. They're going to open up with Karazhan, Gruels, and Magtheridon. Three, just great sort of PV instances, right? Then they're going to get in Serpentine Cavern and Tempest Keep, the second contact drop. Hydra and Black Temple come in phase 3, Zulaman in phase 4, and finally Sunwell in phase 5. With the PvP seasons sort of sprinkled in there. They've said a couple different things. They already moved some PvP seasons around. The PvP seasons will align to the phases, but those are your phases. And yeah, I think this is a really good break. I think phase 1 is pretty straightforward. It gives you time to get through those attunement quests, which they're not getting rid of. We'll talk about that in a minute. And yeah, just a solid set of content to be released over the course of probably about a year and a half, I'd say. So it'll be good. It'll be fun to go through all that stuff again. And yeah, I mean, even the PvP seasons will be a good time. It's probably the only time I did any sort of competitive PvP in my time playing WoW. So super excited about Karazhan. I mean, honestly, that was just a super cool instance to go through with 10 people. Magtheridon's Lair actually was one of the better ones where you had sort of that coordinated clicking. It's where that coordination from a PvE perspective really hooked me. And then you've got the iconic, Hydra with Archimon at the end, Black Temple with Illidan, Zulaman and those bear runs. I still, ride that bear today. All my retail characters, Kel'Thuzad and Tempest Keep, Lady Vash and Serpentine. I mean, this was sort of the expansion where they basically brought out all the big lore characters, and you were able to sort of fight them. I mean, after this, the next big ones are really, Arthas and Wrath, and then Deathwing and Cataclysm. But I mean, this was the one where they sort of just stacked it, and yeah, it was exciting coming from War 3, playing a ton of that to be able to sort of experience killing these guys in an MMO. So that's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be super super fun. From there, they did go over a little bit about how the transition period is going to work in terms of moving from Classic into Burning Crusade. Essentially, it's like you have three options, right? You can do nothing. You become basically keep your Classic character, do nothing, and your Classic character stays on a Classic era server. You can continue on playing Classic. You're good to go. You can, of course, promote that character or push that character forward, which point you're done on those Classic era servers and you are just on to Burning Crusade with your same character you're playing today, no restrictions, good to go. And then the third option is you basically can clone that character. You can leave a copy of it behind on the Classic era server, and you can clone a copy of it forward to the Burning Crusade version of that same server. With the third option, there is a cost associated to it, so it's not like everybody's gonna be able to clone. They didn't really discuss pricing, but you can probably expect like between $15 and $25 is sort of the cost to clone your character. But there that is available. But yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, I didn't play much classic, so this doesn't really bother me. But people who have classic characters, they want to either keep back or move forward. It gives you all the different types of options. Around your characters, though, they did also announce a level 58 boost, a one-time boost, one time on your account. You can boost a character to 58, which for me, being someone who will probably only play one character, I'm actually pretty excited about this. It depends on how much leveling I do between now and when this is released, if I do any at all. But it will be fun to, like, if I don't get to level everything, just that get the little boost in, skip the line, and get to play Burning Crusade right away. So, God, you're getting to go to Hellfire, doing that first like flying mission where you got on the mountain, you get to like bomb these ziggurats. I still remember like that was the coolest quest to start with. So yeah, it'll be cool to get back in there. Um, they did one other thing just in terms of PvE content. They did announce they're going to do all pre-nerf bosses, so they're not nerfing any bosses. So while it's going to be the 2.4.3 patch, actual boss difficulty and boss tuning is going to be based on when it was sort of its pre-nerf state, which will be interesting because I know like Gruul was damn near impossible at launch. Illidan had a bunch of was super super difficult, so it'll be interesting to be able to get into the game and see like, hey, exactly what this is, what we can get ourselves into, and see how hard these bosses really were. I mean, let's be honest with you, we've done these bosses, 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Maybe when this comes out, not strategies are well known, they're out there, but it'll be fun to go through in terms of just that difficulty curve. We're not fighting those nerf bosses that really happened in classic, utilizing the final patch. All the numbers were sort of those final patch numbers, things sort of fell over. So here, while it's not going to be a pusher, or it's not going to be sort of a blocker, you're not going to get stuck. It'll be interesting to see these bosses sort of in a little bit more of their difficult state. I mean, Kill Jaden, gosh, I never actually got to kill Jaden before a lot of the nerfs. So yeah, it'll be fun to get back in there. I might actually skip maybe a retail tier to play this, man. I'm so stoked. Um, yeah, and that's about it. I mean, those are the big things I wanted to touch on. I think there's a couple of other things that they talked about, right? In terms of like what they're doing is they're using sort of this hashtag some changes, right? Which is what they've sort of explained some of the things they're doing. One of those things is like, paladins at the time were introduced in Burning Crusade for the Horde, and then vice versa, shamans were introduced for the Alliance. So with paladins, they had two different seals. They had a Horde only one, Seal of Blood, and an Alliance only one, which is Seal of Vengeance. Seal of Blood was just hands down the better seal in all types of PvE content. So, or really all types of content. So, what they're going to do is you're still going to get your faction specific seal at 50 or yeah 54, and then at 60 or sorry at 64, and then at 70 you'll get basically both seals at once. That's one sort of change they're doing. They're also talking about essentially doing basically upgrading the arena MMR system to what is currently used today. The old system was extremely inflationary. Um, it was also team locks. You had to play on the same team. So they're doing some changes there. They're also thinking about upgrading the looking for group system to what's currently in place. Not actually queuing, but being able to use the same search functionality, the same group builder, things like that. So definitely some quality of life type changes coming in. But dude, I'm super excited, man. Get to go back to like Serpent Shrine Cavern, do Hydros and that first boss, do the fish boss. I mean, I was a warlock back then. Maybe I'll be a warlock again, tank the demon guy there in Serpent Shrine, or eventually tank Illidan, right? The shadow phase there. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I'm super excited about Burning Crusade. I can't wait to play it. Wait to create a couple videos, maybe see how it goes on some of the stuff I remember, some of the fun times I used to have. So in any event, I mean, that's the wrap up. That's what we're looking forward to. No release date just yet, but they are trying to get stuff on PTR shortly, so that'll be fun to see. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what you guys are thinking, what you guys are enjoying, what you guys are looking out for in terms of Burning Crusade, maybe some of your favorite memories. I mean, I still remember, playing twos as a druid with my warrior buddy, and just sort of like just basically wearing teams down. We also had an arena team where our only goal was to trap people in there. So it was like double shaman and I think a warrior or something else, and we'd burst down like two of the three players leave the third one alive and just sort of see how long it took until they left the game. So, yeah, we had some fun times back then. But yeah, let me know in the comments. And yeah, let me know if you like this type of video, if you guys got any suggestions. And if not, you guys have a good rest of your day, and we will talk to you later. Bye.